Wait,
Yeah,
the
no, no,
video
no, no.
game sucks. You're not buying it?
Oh no, hell no, no. The Sega Genesis game is better. Yeah, that game, this one, because toy sales. That video games are considered a toy, right? They're still considered a toy in the reports, right? The financial report. That are video games considered toys?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. That might be like I don't know. That might be like
Or
entertainment.
merchandise? What is a video game considered?
Mm, I don't know. I don't know if it's a toy per se. I don't
Yeah,
know
they're
if it's a
trying to
toy.
December 10th. It's very interesting because the end of the year is the 31st, obviously. The last day of 2024, they're trying to meet their reports or whatever because they know the game's gonna suck. So they're trying to blend it in with the other toys. So yeah, that game is trash, and it's good that I saw it. Like the graphics were terrible, and the way that they like the power coin would come, the like the saber-tooth tiger and the pterodactyl, the power coin would come up. It's just garbage, in my
Okay.
opinion. So,
All right.
and
So Brent is not a fan of the game. Okay, guys.
right,
He's
right.
not buying the game.
No.
All right. Anything else you want to add since you've been waiting for so long and you got places to go and you
So
only got
Amy
about
Joe,
5 more minutes?
she probably didn't remember, but the show came out in August 1993, and she said she auditioned for it in September 1993. So probably a little misremembering.
No,
You
she's
know,
lying.
it's kind.
She's lying. Brent, you know she's just
I
lying.
I mean, she is lying technically. Um,
So
and it's kind of like she forgets things, and it's kind of like at least she was nice to me though when she told me asked me nicely, don't put that video on social media, and I was like, okay, I'll keep my word. And we were nice, and I'll plan to see if she's nearby and on the local con, I'll see her again. David, on the other hand,
your boy. Your boy
I talked
David.
shit about the security. Francis, again, was either not paying attention or something. I was talking shit about them. They deserve a bunch of crap. Um, and kind of for you to sit there and say that, oh no, to let that lie be spread. No, I went on your channel and talked shit about the security and specifically said that both security and David are at fault. I went on your channel and said that. I could pull up the video. So for you to
Wait.
pretend that I never.
Do you think I remember what you said about security? You think that's like at the front of my frontal cortex? Like, oh, remember what Brent said about security?
But you remember about the other stuff about David, but you forget about that. That's very selective of you,
Something
Henry.
is way more important. What David said about Walter and Austin, way more important than you. If you
But I went to
trash,
great lengths to talk about this shit about security. The owner who complained about the mics, I said that he surrounded me and it wasn't right. I talked about the guy who deleted my phone. I said that wasn't right. They lied. They followed me around. I went to great detail in multiple videos. So for you to pretend that I never talked shit about them
you think I'm
is
pretending,
ridiculous.
or I just don't remember, or I don't know. I couldn't tell you, like, dude, I couldn't tell you what the hell you said about the
Well,
security.
either way, what she said was not true.
Okay, there you go.
It doesn't, and then it's just lies. Yeah, I provide the receipts and facts over feelings, and you want to deny it? Do I really have to go line by line? I mean, come on now. Out of context. I don't have to do that. But if she keeps bringing it up, then I already did. But the truth doesn't lie. The truth doesn't change.
Exact. Get her, Brent. She lying on your ass.
And then what the Jenna? I knew because you heard this from somebody at a con, right? You heard this from somebody.
Let me check my DMs and make sure they're not.
You heard it from somebody, right?
Let me see. All I know is you asking questions about Jenna.
Oh yes, because I was at Nostalgicon, and I know there's a bunch of people, JDF fans, all they're walking around. I know, and I know that people are probably recording, even though Texas laws might not allow that. There's probably people because I was at Legacy of Nerds booth, and I was talking about Jenna, and I was like, I asked questions like, how is she charging more than Lane Toron, the guy who played Hey Arnold? I think that was one of the questions I asked. I wonder to myself, Lane Toron, the main character of Hey Arnold, a hit show, a great show by the way, was charging $35 while she's charging $40. I think that was one of the questions I asked, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I understand the people have a right to charge whatever they want to charge, and that was one of the questions I asked out loud. And I'm sure there was somebody recording me behind, because I was talking to Legacy of Nerd. I'm sure there's people who watch your channel probably reporting to you. I knew this. I know this.
Brent, man, it's a lot of people who report to me. But Mr. Rose said, please do not let the triplets drama disappear. It's what recently attracted me to your channel. It's most interesting thing that has happened. Can you follow up with the twin? Any updates? Man, as much as I would love to, I reached out to them. I sent them like a message on Instagram, but they're done with being online. Like, they're not coming back online to crash out, man. MRO. But I appreciate the $10 dono, man. Thank you. Sincerely.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of people, like a lot of your watchers. I encountered 3 of them at the show.
Really?
One of them was he worked for Morphinol Exo, but he wasn't there on their behalf. He was just there as I think a vendor, an exhibitor. And there was another guy who I met at the Hey Arnold area. We also talked, and then there was a bunch of people who were talking. I know people were walking around, they were staring. So I suspected one of them overheard my conversation about Jenna Frank. Yes, because I do wonder, it's not based on price, it's based on what individual people, what they feel their worth is. Well, so Walter Jones feels that his worth is $80 or whatever. He should be allowed to charge that. Jenna Frank as well. If he feels her worth is $40, she should be allowed to charge that as well. So that's one of the questions I asked out loud.
Well, what's the problem?
If people want to take issue, and if Jenna, I don't care what her age is. If she chooses to be at a con, then she's a guest just like everybody else.
Okay,
so it's her. She is fair game.
What's the problem with her charging 40 your signature and Walter charging 80?
I just find it funny, like someone who's actually part of a show that they're representing is charging less money than Jenna. And a lot of people have said she should lower her prices or she shouldn't be there at all. I mean, I say that I just find it interesting that why she's charging more. Maybe she should charge lower.
There are people, Austin St. John and Walter charge more than people who are currently on TV.
Absolutely. And I do question that as well. And I'm like, why are you charging more than someone like charging like some of the Marvel people?
But you pay
charging
that
the same
price
as them.
You pay that price though, don't you?
I do. I do bundle, so I negotiate a lower price, and I wait till the end of the con to negotiate. I do that with the vendors as well. They're packing up, desperate. They're pissed off that they have to pack up all this stuff, and I go to their booth. I say, I'll buy that at bulk. 50% off, and I was watching their booth all day. They had nobody. That's how I get them. Austin St. John as well. He smiles at me because he knows, like, oh, I know what you're doing. You're coming at me at the last minute to get the last minute pricing. So I negotiate, so I don't pay that $80 price.
Okay, so some people say you still pay more than it's worth, but shout out to my man John C, who says Brent he says Jenna is worth 0.01. She was never in the show and is signing for Power Rangers. She shouldn't be there at all. And I believe John C is part of the family. Thanks, John. Thank you for sharing your opinion, brother.
He's a JDF fan. He told me, like,
John
and
C?
he doesn't like Austin John C. Yeah, I think.
Okay,
but because I saw Jenna and I was like, the Green Ranger is literally there. Shiro Azumi, he was actually the Green Ranger, the OG before JDF. He was there as well. He had nobody, but that's because his price was high. So that reduces the demand for his service, because
what was his
when you
price?
Charge a certain, he was like 100. I think it was 100 or 100 something.
Oh wow!
So he had nobody, but even though he was the OG Green Ranger, it's kind of like, the price really deters people.
Wow.
And Kevin Spacey was there as well.
Yeah,
And
they didn't really advertise Kevin Spacey being there, huh?
no, he was like 120, 160 for like
Yeah.
premium, and he basically he had like one or two people like come in. He was constantly busy, but it wasn't like a huge line.
Yeah,
And it's
that's a
like
very
he basically
controversial pick to have Kevin Spacey there,
yeah,
considering the
because
charges.
he went on like Piers Morgan said he was broke because he had to go to trial. He was forced to go to trial.
And then
And
some of the people that were accusing him of being touched by him miraculously died. I don't know if you know about that. And then the
I
jurors were fans of his. That's how they say he beat it, because after the not guilty verdict came out, everyone was around him taking pictures and getting selfies with him.
he was a jerk. I'm sorry. He was like, I'm very particular about my autographs because they are expensive. So I don't want you signing over the face, which some people do. So I put tape around where I want them to sign. He's like, "Oh, you have like OCD or something." I was like, and people were laughing. I'm like, ha, 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 ha. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sign over the tape." And then I laughed. And then the handlers were stopped laughing, and then I realized, oh, this guy is not joking. He's being serious. Okay, I need to get out of here. So he wasn't very nice, but yeah, he claimed he went on like the news channels claiming that he was broke because the trial kicked his ass. The
Yeah,
money.
yeah, man.
He had to sell his house.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah,
he had to sell everything. So he's doing these cons to try to make up some money because he went on these channels saying that he's broke.
he is broke, man. He's done.
Yeah, he is broke because he had to go. He was forced to go to trial, and he had
Phenomenal
to spend all that
actor
money.
with some
Ugh.
questionable behavior, and you
And he
supported
got
him.
off because based on what we know, I don't know, based on what's out there in the media, what he did was inappropriate, but it was consensual. Now, that true or not? I don't know, but that's just what I've been reading online. Like it was inappropriate, but it's
Um,
consensual.
Answer06
Uh,
said Brent just hating on Jason David Frank's legacy.
but talking about Kevin Spacey.
No, you hating on Jenna.
Oh well,
You know what a hater is, right?
yeah, I'm hating on Jenna because as John C said, she wasn't in Power Rangers, and I do question. I see all these voice actors. At least they were in the show, even if it was for one episode. As long as you're in one episode, you could say you were on there. Now, you could say whether they deserve it or not. I say that if you're in one episode, you could advertise and you could be there. Now, would someone be a fan because of that? Probably not. But I've seen some people that are there just for one episode of a show, and they have a booth, and I feel that's a legitimate because they were part of the show, and Jenna was not part of Power Rangers.
But ain't she in Legend of the White Dragon?
But that show didn't even come out yet, and how could you advertise something when you're the show hasn't even come out yet?
Okay.
That's the thing. And that's just my opinion. That's the question that I'm at. I know some of these people that were walking around, they were quote unquote reported to you. That was one of the things I was discussing. and you'll probably, and that's the truth. And that's probably what they told you, right? Something like that. Or I don't know what else.
All I know is you
What else
asking questions about Jenna.
Yeah. That was one of the questions. Like, why is she there charging more than Lane Toron, who is the main character for Hey Arnold? I just wonder, like, does she have a right to be there?
Well, there must be a demand for her to be there.
There is a demand. There is demand, but I just wonder, like, whoa, she's charging more than she's charging more than Ash Ketchum, the original, the voice actor for Pokemon, which was a huge hit anime show. So
Okay.
I just wonder, but yeah, she has every right to be there. Like, if there's demand, you're satisfying the fans. You know what your worth is now, and so when people question Walter, there's demand for Walter. Now the demand is much less because his price is higher. The demand is less for Shiro Azumi because his price is higher.
Okay,
that's understandable. But they people have a right to determine what they're worth.
Impact said, Imro, thank you for the $2 dono, said K-Pax is legendary though. One of the best films. Brent, do you think Kevin Spacey will make a comeback?
I don't know. 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 I He's kind of a jerk. I don't think so. He's when he was first accused, he was at his peak. House of Cards was a huge hit.
Frank
And
Underwood.
I think he was in one of the not the main character. I think it was one of them. Yeah. So he was, and then all of a sudden he got hit with these accusations. He couldn't make them go away. He was forced to go to trial. The legal fees made him broke. And yeah, it's just terrible.
Okay. We got another super chat from Emro. Appreciate you, Emro, who says, the original Red Ranger, Austin St. PP Fraud, is the godfather of Power Rangers. His portrayal laid the foundation for all Rangers. Would you agree with that? I would agree with that. Low key, I would agree. I mean, a little bit. I give it to you on that, Emro. I give you a little bit.
I didn't particularly like his character, so I'm a little. He was my fifth favorite.
John C says anyone could have played the Red Ranger.
No, I don't think so.
And Power Rangers would have still blown up.
I don't agree with it. Even though he was my fifth favorite, to put it nicely, people liked his. He had the big ego, and I think that fit perfectly well with the Red Ranger, because that big ego is what made him so popular. Like Steve Cardenas didn't have that same charisma and charm, and the show went down.
Okay,
you know. So Austin did play a good role, even though he wasn't my particular favorite.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brent, for coming up, man. I know you said you only have 5 minutes and ended up doing 16. Oh, what happened with the Legacy of Nerd interview? I saw it's no longer available for the public to consume.
Okay, so apparently he took it down. I don't know why, because it was good content. Somebody asked me what happened with the convention in MetroThamCon, and I answered the question. And he says that Instagram, he needs to make room for other content. I don't know how true that is. He says that he has a lot more support on Instagram. So, because YouTube that's not where his popularity is. He says most of his followers are on YouTube, Instagram. He said he had like thousands of followers on Instagram. So that's where his following is. So maybe he had to make room for other content. I don't know. But yeah, I talked about the David Yost thing, and I talked shit about the security. They're absolutely responsible for what happened, because they made poor judgment. They could have said, "No, David, we're not going to do that for you," but they're a bunch of cowards. And
cowards.
They're cowards. David's a coward. 3 of the 4 were the coward. One of them was doing his job, and he felt terrible, but he wasn't the head of security, so he didn't have final say, unfortunately. But Keith, I'll say his name, Keith, and the head of security, one of the co-owners and the head of security had every authority to say, David, we're not going to do that for you because it's not right. But they chose to be cowards. So I definitely called them out multiple times. I said, Keith hung up on me. Diva, pathetic. So they're both to blame.
I'm just curious. Sure. I'm still curious about the interview you did with Legacy. It's just going.
You should call him. He says he doesn't understand why there's drama. Why is there drama between you and him?
Number. Oh, I know he talks shit about me behind the scenes. I'm not worried.
That's why. Okay, he didn't. I mean, because he wanted. We had a conversation. I don't know if you're one of your messengers who are eavesdropping on our conversation. They could probably tell you that. Yeah, I asked him, why is there drama? And like, why is there? I don't understand. Like, you guys are both you guys are both JDF fans. You both are passionate about Power Rangers. What's going on? Like, why why is there drama? I don't understand it. He said he didn't understand it either. But I'm thinking to myself, no, you're too smart. You're not dumb, Legacy or Daniel. You're not dumb. You know why there's drama, but you just don't want to. He knows.
Just don't want to tell you.
He doesn't want to tell me, and I understand it. Like, he wants to downplay. He doesn't want to tell me. That's fine. I knew that. Like, of course I know that.
Oh shit! He probably watching this right now and shit. He'd be like,
he's probably watching, and I told him in person, because I was there in person. If your messengers will say that I was there in person, I'm not lying. So yeah, I talked to him. He was we had a great conversation, and he wants to keep things positive. And he's like, your David Yost thing is not that big, because I'm like, I'm not trying to make it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not trying to be big. Like he said, if it was Andrew Garfield, I'm like, well, it wasn't
Hey,
Andrew Garfield.
on
So
YouTube, a lot of people care about the David Yost stuff.
right,
Uh,
because it's a big deal. It's a big deal for Power Rangers fans. It's like they need to know these things, and yeah, they make their own decision. I'm not trying to cancel David because even if I wanted to, it won't happen. I said this many times,
look,
Henry,
look,
and I don't know why you don't mention that.
more people care about your David Yost stuff than the last, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 Legacy of Nerd videos. That's on YouTube.
And he'll say that his support is not on
I
YouTube;
know
it's on
he'll say that
Instagram.
shit. I get it. But just letting you know how popular it is, you know? So
I mean, yeah. I mean,
thank you.
that's
Thank you for coming up, man. I really appreciate that. And the David Yost stuff, as you saw, we got that big response from a fan. We're dropping the whole damn video after
yeah,
David
that's crazy
David Yost said they
because
lied.
Austin St. John and Walter, I think they approved that. They approved that video to be released because if you keep it behind a pay, once you release it, they can't make money off the subscription. So they probably approved that releasing. And yeah, David, I don't trust a word he says. He's a liar because he's lied about me personally
Well, hold on, I
on
got a super
multiple
chat for
occasions.
you. Imro said Brent was super friendly to David Yost in person. Why didn't he confront him in that video of him? I don't know, man.
Why, David? Because he's a coward, in my opinion. Like I don't know what he was thinking. Like if he would have done what Amy Jo said, like please don't post on social media, I would have listened to him. Like because I'm not there, and if he would have asked me to delete the video,
I told him
probably
kick
would have. But I have
rocks.
every right to keep that video. If I said
Hey,
no, I have every right to do so.
it's out now. Everyone go check out the David Yost video. And we appreciate you coming up, Brent. Once again, kicking Francis back in, man. Thank you. All right.
Right. Thank you. Bye
All right.
bye.
Peace. Azar the Eternal. If this is who I think it is, should be a big YouTuber. And Azar the Eternal. Cam the fuck up. Azar going once, going twice. Then we're gonna go to Jason Films. But let me let me kick something real quick. I see you, Drew. So we're gonna go Azar if Azar cam up. But I don't think they're gonna cam up. They muted. But I've been trying to get Azar, if this is the person I think it is, on the channel for a while. But you know, sometimes it just don't work out like that. But anywho, let's Brent out here, man. Brent is not dumb. He knows what's going on. But Imro, appreciate you, Imro, coming through with the super chat, man. Appreciate you supporting the content. No, Brent, you were friendly to him, but you talk about him online. There's a video of you kissing his butt. Ooh, Brent, you kissing booty out here. All right. Anywho, let's bring up my man Jason from Influence Films. Let's go.